Hey there. I hope you have good luck this evening on your date. Hey buddy. Good luck out there. I hope you win a home run. Hey there. Good luck today. I'll be thinking of you. Those are just a couple statements that I have either given people or been told in my lifetime. And the word there is luck. I don't know. I don't necessarily believe in luck. And I'm not saying it in a negative way at all. I am just... Let me get this started. I believe that we have our lives mapped out before we are born. And while we be souls experiencing the human experience, or humans living this life on earth, however you want to think of it, the free will aspect, absolutely, I get that. But what we have in our mind and our thoughts, what we are passionate about, what we focus on, those are what we receive. If we think about every morning that we're going to have a good day, I don't know about you, but I tested that, and I had a good day every time. And there were moments, even the week prior, where I didn't set myself up for that thought process, and my day was bad. And it's all about how I set myself up for the day. Or when I go on trips, my car is 12 years old. It's a pretty good car, but I always request the most benevolent outcome, that I get safely to my destination and safely home. And maybe that's setting myself up for something bad to happen, but it's never happened. Because some people say, oh, well, you're just going to be jinxing yourself. Or, if you think it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Well, yeah, but I'm saying the most benevolent outcome. The highest good. That I am kept safe. That my vehicle is safe and it takes me from point A to point B and back to point A. And I also know that I need to eventually replace my vehicle before next winter, because I do want to continue traveling, and the vehicle that I have is not for the upper Midwest winters or ice. And I live in a very hilly, beautiful, picturesque area, but the guardrails are like twigs, literally. So I just know that somebody could say, oh, well, you're very lucky that you're able to afford a car. No, I have manifested all of that, and I started really looking at my money and my budget and saying, okay, this is the goal. You need to purchase a car in September or October, the latest. It needs to be a safe, reliable car. You work really hard, and you deserve to get the vehicle that you desire, and the vehicle that is meant for you to travel and be safe and have a warranty and all that stuff. And so that's my goal. I'm setting it out into the universe once again as I'm speaking this. And so I believe in manifestation also. It's the same thing. You put the thought out there and you will receive it back. But the thing is that it's not on your timeline. It's never on your timeline. It's when the universe decides. And so if you want to replace the universe with Allah, or you want to replace the universe with, the giant purple people eater, I believe it's one-eyed, one-horn giant purple people eater, to those that were raised in the, I believe, 80s. So I just, whatever you want to believe in, as long as you're not harming yourself or others, that's my justification for everything. Believe in it. And I'm just really happy that I finally have made the choice, because I was so caught up in my own negative, pessimistic, miserable world, not even 5 years ago, that I didn't believe that if you build it, they will come. And if you seek it out, it will find you. But you have to do it from the highest good. You can't just do it if you seek out a boyfriend, he will find you. Yeah, great, fine, wonderful, but you have to filter. You don't want just some random dude on the side of the road, or you don't want somebody that's, an addict of some kind, or whatever, right? So it's based on what you're willing to put up with or what you're wanting. Maybe you're also an addict and you guys could be in recovery together. I don't know. So, and there's plenty of people that are gonna, once an addict, always an addict, and I'm even an addict. I'm a food addict. So it's the worst type of addict in my mind, because I could slowly kill myself based on the choices of the food I make or buy. Or I can be the healthiest version of myself. It's just a different drug. But anyway, that's a different conversation. I'm just saying that I made some really big changes in my life, I would say about 5 years ago. And I put them into motion, just a couple years ago, too. And I made some really very scary decisions about my life and about the choices and about the relationships that I would possibly lose or did lose or decided to end. And I don't know if that's called being lucky, because I went through some really miserable moments right up till the end of deciding if this was really worth me taking the chances that I did, and I'm so glad I did. But me ending what I thought was familiar and what I thought was my life. I was reborn in many ways. And it had nothing to do with religion. And it had everything to do with jumping off that cliff and saying, fly. But I also am not going to tell somebody, oh, there's no such thing as luck, when their entire reason why they say it to me is to be friendly and loving and caring. They're not saying it because they don't believe it, or they do believe it, or they're being a crappy person. But I just think about the symbolism behind all of it. And so when I respond, there's no such thing as luck. It's not to be crappy. It's my belief. I guess that can kind of sound contradicting, though. So I just leave it as it is, and usually I don't say that. I know that I have made some very rash decisions And it may have taken me 3 years to realize that it was not a good one. But I've also learned through my healing that I'm currently going through, and I will always be going through, to either not make those decisions and to actually listen to my intuition and my, your gut instinct, or recognize the decision I made at a faster pace so I could turn it around quicker. That's growth, and that's healing, and that's me saying, thank you, universe, for making me realize that I need to change back to the other choice. Thank you for putting that experience back in front of me, because apparently I needed to learn that lesson again, and I'm recognizing it faster, and I am responding to it, not reacting. And I'm saying, on another thought, I really don't think I'm going to get that hamburger today. I would love a chicken Caesar salad. Hold the croutons. And then enjoying my salad with chicken. Because I am rewarding my body for putting up with my shenanigans. And I'm going to fuel it more healthily. Now, am I going to eat that burger sometimes? Yeah. But I could make sure that it had healthier ingredients, or that the bun was gluten-free, or that it was bunless. Because I know wheat does not work with my body, even though I am not celiac, or I've not been diagnosed as that. I know that I have gut issues, and I've had them since I was a child. And that for me to love myself and feel good about myself, and even focus on just losing weight even, is a symptom of eating a more healthy diet. It's not my focus. My focus is not to lose weight. My focus is to feel good. And as I start to feel good, I lose weight. And there are moments where I don't lose for a while, or maybe I even gain. But I know that I can get back on track. And when I get back on track, I start losing again. And that, of course, I want to be able to maintain when I get to a certain size, because I don't want to be underweight either. I don't know if I'll ever have that problem. The pounds like to stay on me. And I'm accepting of that. I'm accepting of who I am as I am today at the size that I am right now. And that took a long time too. And there's days where I look in the mirror and I'm like, wow. And there's days I look in the mirror and I look at myself and I say, wow, you've done a really great job. There's progress, and I'm proud of you. And yeah, you still have a while to go, but you are beautiful. So maybe the beginning of this conversation was my conflicting opinion about the word luck and what it means, or if I believe it or not. But the end result is that I am very fortunate, and I am very blessed, and I am very happy, and I am feeling good, and I have anything I ever could possibly want, for the most part, in my life right now. And I'm 40, and I don't know if some people realize that at age 10, or they realize it at age 90, but I'm really, really happy that I realized it at 40, because my life is just getting started with having fun and traveling and making friends and being confident. And if I can get all of those things, then the things that I kind of get scared about, like, let's say, going back to school, or a different job, or even making a big decision like buying a car that I want to buy with the things that I want inside of it, and it might be a hell of an expensive situation, or just getting something that is like close to what I want, but just gonna get me where I need to be, and then I can reevaluate financially later. I don't know. I haven't decided that yet, but I know that it'll all figure itself out. Because I'm not trying to be also like ridiculous, and ridiculous is another term. Like, I don't think of it as negative. I think of it as silly, kind of. Like, what's ridiculous for me is not ridiculous for a lot of other people. So, like, to me, buying my car that I want is not ridiculous because I've researched and I've test drove and I've talked to people and I've joined forums, and it's not like a luxury car. It's more luxurious than what I normally have bought in the past, but it's not like a luxury car in my mind. It's an adventure car. So, and it's reliable, and it has good consumer reports ratings, and I'm not going to discuss what vehicle I'm getting because that's not the point, because people start talking about brands and all that stuff. But I mean, like, if I get sponsored by stuff that I like or I purchase, that's one thing, but I haven't gotten that far yet about podcasting, because my message is about healing and about opinions and about being a strong, independent, sexy woman that used to think she was this getting nowhere, ugly, obese, sad, depressed, mean woman. And I'm not any of that. I may have been in the past, but I'm not anymore. And I don't want people that are feeling that way to think that that's how it's always going to be, because it's not. I'm the freaking proof. Whatever you believe in, as long as it's not hurting you or others, you need to refocus. And it doesn't have to be as crazy as me, because I kind of think my changes to some people are crazy. Like me making the decision end of 2021 that I needed to end my relationship and I needed to leave Texas. And now I'm living in the upper Midwest with my beautiful kitty cat, and I have another one that I got since I moved here by myself. And I just left everybody that I knew, absolutely everybody, and I moved here, and I knew nobody, and the only person that I could even consider my friend was the lady that I got my house from. And she's still friendly with me, and I think she understood that I kind of needed that. So she understood the assignment, and she's a lovely person. So, you know, we're not like hanging out with each other, but I see her from time to time, you know, and we greet each other. I needed that. But some people will be like, oh, she ran away from her problems. No, I gradually wrapped all my problems up into little beautiful boxes. And I placed those boxes into a moving box. And I put that box in my car. It didn't even go on the moving truck. That was special delivered. My problems came with me. But I also worked on them. And I still have them. We all do. I'm human. But they all came with me in their pretty packages. And I have plenty of them still. But I'm working on them. And I'm always going to work on them. A lot of them. And I'm okay with that. It's that I'm actually doing it. I'm actually putting in the action. I'm not just talking about it. I'm doing it. And so like another phrase, actions speak louder than words. Absolutely true. But some of these people that have a failure to launch, to actually make the actions, which, hi, my name is... I was one of those. And it just took me until now, being 40, to launch and take action, and I get scared. I'm still going to, but these actions, these big drastic changes for me, or for other people, they really aren't for me anymore. It changed my life. Like, I'm okay if people think I'm crazy. I'm okay if people think that I took off and I ran away and I'm avoiding my family or whatever, which is not true. I don't care. I don't care what people think. The only thing that's important to me is what I think. And do I have good friends now that I do care about what they think of me? Hell yeah. But they're my good friends. So I want them to be able to speak up and say, hey, I think that you're being a little excessive about A, B, and C. Or, hey, are you all right? You have been really short with me lately. Hey, I really care about you a lot, but you've been really dramatic and talking about this person for like the last month, and you need to get over them. And I don't know how you're going to get over them. And I'm not telling you to just brush it under the rug. So let me know how I can help you get over that person. And it's like, wow, this is healthy. So yeah, I do care about those types of people's opinions of me because I want to know if I need to pay attention to something. I want to know if I have been harping on about a guy and what is the healthy amount of harping on that guy. Like, is it okay if I bring him up like during good moments or good memories, twice a year? Or should I never bring up this person again because they're a terrible person and they don't? So there's just different degrees. And ultimately I'm the one that makes a decision about how I talk about somebody or an experience I've had, good or bad, because we all need to have reality and we all need to be reminded that the struggles that we went through got us to the happiness that we're currently in, and that it's not linear. So I had some setbacks with my eating, and my setback actually started right before I moved here. So it's been over a year now. where I'm not back to where I would like to be, but I'm not punishing myself for it because I'm making strides, but it's not linear. I've gone back to like eating wheat once in a while, and boy, did my body tell me something. And so it's still taking me a little while to like wean myself off of that kind of stuff, but I'm doing it and I can feel it. And my body's like, yay, we love you. And we just want you to know that we're checking in on you and we're concerned. What can we do to help you get back to feeling good? Because when you're feeling good, we're feeling good. And yeah, I'm talking about my body now. My body's my friend. So, yeah, I sometimes have deep thoughts about things, and I want to share them because it's important. And, it's not even about just being a woman or being overweight or having, childhood traumas or relationship traumas. This type of conversation is for men also, and for teenagers. And while I do say some saucy things, not all teenagers should probably be listening in, but once again, like, I'm being real. Like 100% real. This is my reality. Yeah, I love myself so much. And there's this next cliche term, to experience love, you have to love yourself first. Or for you to have the right person find you, you have to love yourself first. And I used to roll my eyes about that, It's true though, like, when you don't care about what everyone else thinks of you, because they're just negative Nancy's or whatever, I don't even like calling them Nancy, negative people, when those people no longer have any effect on you in your life, you can do anything you want. You can be whoever you want. You can make the decisions and not worry that people are going to judge you or chastise you. It's like the most freeing thing in the entire world, in the universe. Not caring what people think. And so, in a way, it's like, it's not even like a human term to me. It's like being past being a human. I'm actually being closer to like a soul, which is what a human has, and we are souls living the human experience. So yeah, I am quite human still because I have good people in my life that I do care about what they think. And that's because they're making sure that I'm healthy and I'm making healthy choices. And maybe my choices aren't exactly theirs and theirs aren't exactly mine, but we have a good understanding of that. And, I've talked about this before. I want to start like interviewing people, or reading people's letters or whatever, and talking about it on this podcast. And I have another podcast that my good friend and I have been working on, and it's gonna be a little bit more of a saucy woman hear me roar type podcast. But what's really interesting is that my algorithms for this podcast, as a single woman hear me roar, is mostly men, and I think that's great. I think that you guys are listening, and maybe maybe you like my voice, or maybe your girlfriends want you to listen, or maybe you found me on a certain online area where I post. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I hope that you realize that I'm fucking sexy. Because I can talk about this stuff. I mean, and I am kind of hot, like physically. But anyway, if more men like understood that we're not that different, we just have different hormones and genitalia, y'all are more fun. Yeah, I'm more fun. So it's and you don't have to like have sex. You could just enjoy each other's company, like be platonic or be like a big brother or whatever. And yeah, that would be an awesome topic of conversation about having a older woman be your really good friend, or have your cousin's brother's in-law's sister be your really good friend. And you'd be like, well, how do you know that person? And be like, oh, it's my cousin's brother-in-law's sister. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of like a lot of connections, like to get to that person. It's like, why? Who cares? We're all friends, and we hang out, and that's how I met her. That is a really good topic of conversation too, that I'll definitely talk about, and I'm going to talk about it with my good friend. Absolutely on the other side, on the other podcast. I think we're going to do video too, though, so you can see our beautiful faces. But anyway, I channel a lot of my topics sometimes, and that might be hoodoo voodoo to some of you all, or you can believe whatever you want. Once again, I don't care. And it's not, I don't, my therapist says this to me. Don't say I don't care. Say it's not a concern of mine. It just sounds more appropriate. And I actually had to ask her, like, hey, there's certain things that I say that are kind of rude in general, like saying that I don't believe in luck or that I don't care. And I'm not trying to come across that way. I just was raised by people that didn't have a very eloquent way of saying things. They were just more direct and got to the point. And even I could even say like autism spectrum, like just more direct. Even I don't know. I don't care. Like, that's not a problem for me either. I am pro neurodivergent and pro neurotypical across the board. So I would really like to be able to say things in a more pleasant way, and so I really appreciate my therapist helps me with that, and so do my friends, because I'm like, hey, I'm a direct person, and I don't know if that can come across mean or rude or bitchy, and I used to think that I was those three things because I was thought of and treated like that growing up, and I allowed that to happen into my 20s and even early 30s. And so I don't want to be that person. So tell me how to talk to people, because I am socially awkward and I like people, even though most of them drive me bonkers sometimes. The right people I like their company. And I do like people that drive me a little bonkers sometimes too. I just have to have them in small doses because they can be funny And they also can remind me of what my past was like, but like the good stuff. Because like when the weird stuff starts to come out, I have to kind of back away from them and be like, okay, I'll see you like in 6 weeks. And I don't actually say that to them out loud because they'll probably get offended and want to start drama, and I just don't need that. But I just know, like, I'm good. I care about you, and I see you working on yourself, and I used to be you. So we're still going to be friends. We're just going to limit our time, and I don't have to explain all this to you until maybe later in our life. Unless you regress, and then I'm going to have to just let you go. And I'm also okay with that. I'm okay with letting people go. I used to have a really hard time because, once again, I used to care what people thought. And now I just say, I wish you well on your journey. And if we meet up again along the path, maybe we can reconsider our relationship. Or maybe we can just wave at each other. Or maybe we can act like we don't see each other. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. And so, when people say things like, oh, well, you escaped to get away from your family. No, I am okay with a text message. And I'm okay with a random phone call here and there. And I'm okay, like, receiving flowers or, like, a card or something, just because from people once in a while. That's nice. I mean, that's nice. The just because stuff is nice, no matter the relationship, honestly. But when I'm supposed to meet up with them again, it will happen. And if I don't ever meet up with them again until we meet on the other side, or heaven, or whatever you want to call it, that's okay too, because we're all souls living the human experience. And I need to work on the guilt and shame feeling of some of that, because the people saying, well, they're your family, you're supposed to love them, and I do, but I don't have to like them. Or they can also be like that friend that I can only see every 6 weeks, and maybe I only see them every 6 months or every 6 years. It doesn't matter. Like, I still keep in touch in some way, shape, or form. So even if that in touch is at a soul level, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. But I'm still going to go to therapy, and I'm still going to make crazy choices about things in my life because they feel right, and I'm listening to my intuition. And I'm going to have lots of fun, and I'm probably going to have lots of sex because that's fun. And I'm going to have fun, and I'm going to enjoy myself and not feel guilty or ashamed of being a woman. Hear me roar. So, yeah, that spicy stuff is going to be with my good friend, though. So I will just say I wish all of you a great journey. And until next time, have a good one.